Good morning, traders. It is Friday, May 31st, the end of another week, the end of a month as well. And boy, what a month it has been. I'm Jonathan van Clute with Stock Navigators, reminding you to press that thumbs up button on the video. Just go ahead and give us a like. And if you've got any feedback, any commentary, any questions, any symbols you'd like me to look at, anything like that, throw it down in the chat box below and I will gladly try to help you out in any way that I can. So May, wow, what a May. Although it's kind of just followed the cliche. There's a saying in trading, sell in May and go away. And that, of course, suggests or implies a down market. And certainly we've been having that. But we've been expecting that pretty much since all the way back in here somewhere. We were expecting, okay, market's going to run out of steam pretty soon up here. It got right up to a very critical level, double topped. It was also a bullish extension level. And we knew that somewhere in this area, the market was going to be ready to do its major correction. And sure enough, we've got that right now. It's looking like A, B, C. C's got a little ways to go yet, somewhere down around in here. Although technically speaking, from a technical analysis standpoint, we have already reached, actually, I think it was closer to about there. We have already reached the 38.2 retracement level. So technically, it could be done pulling back, starting right about here. But frankly, with everything that's going on in the world, with the new tariff that Trump tweeted out last night, and the existing China issues, and everything else that's happening, I don't see a whole lot of confidence on the part of buyers coming in anytime really, really soon. So I suspect further pullback to continue, maybe get down to around the 61.8 retracement, or if you have the viewpoint that this whole thing is actually just the beginning of a major bear market, then we are actually gunning for this low here. And if that level gets taken out, then clearly there's bad times ahead. And there's suggestions that that could be brewing. Certainly on a monthly chart, it does not look like it's out of the realm of possibility. So fasten your seatbelts. It could be a bumpy ride. Be prepared to trade the short side, hedge your portfolio. If you've got a nice big portfolio that you're in for the long term to the long side, you might want to think about hedging yourself some futures. Make sure you underhedge a little bit. You don't want to hedge one for one. It'll cost too much. So the idea is to be underhedged a little bit just to greatly, greatly reduce your losses during any kind of a down cycle, and not take the tax hit of selling out your position. So keep that in mind. 60-minute time frame, the daily time frame, clearly everything is in bear territory. I mean, we are below the 50 SMA, below the 13 EMA on the daily. We've got a beautiful trend line I could put here that would look something like that. We're clearly well below. Oscillator below the zero line, MACD cross below the zero line back here, has not ever gone bullish since. Everything is in bear territory right now. The oscillator on the 60 is also below the zero line. It poked its head up a little bit on a rally here, but that's just a selling opportunity. We've got a downtrend, a downtrend line here that the market has been adhering to very nicely, and now the trend is actually getting steeper and sharper, and is pulling away from that trend line, which is typically what happens. And we are just continuing to head to the south side. So we do have certainly a sell zone, or rather, excuse me, a buy zone right here. And big surprise, that's exactly where price has come to and bounced right now. So I would not be at all surprised to see at least something of a bounce at this level. But are buyers really going to come in with conviction and start buying this market and actually push it back up, break this level here and head it higher? Hey, anything could happen. I have my doubts. So at the moment, until we see signs of otherwise, we got to stick to the downside. The trend is down. That's the direction we're looking to trade. So right this instant on the 60, you can see a little bit of a rally starting here. We are just waiting for that rally to run out of steam. Maybe get stopped at the 13 EMA if it's really weak. If it's a stronger market, maybe we can get up to the 50. If it proved to be extremely strong, maybe we get all the way back up to the trend line. I'd be kind of surprised to see that amount of strength come out at this point. But we just have to wait and see. Overnight, certainly, we had a big push down. No question about it. If I zoom in here on the 60, you can see that very nicely. Let's see, where's midnight? Probably, yeah, right about here. So actually, even before the Europeans came on, the Asian session pushed it up a little bit, and then the Europeans came in and just slammed it down. And right now, anyway, U.S. is kind of pushing it back up a little bit. The U.S. The pre-session people are taking profits from overnight that they certainly got. And now we're just waiting to see when this little push up runs out of steam and might be ready to turn around, roll back over, and continue to the downside. All right, let's take a peek at the Russell 2000. This is my personal favorite market that I trade. And again, same kind of thing, downtrend, no question about it. If I zoom out, come on the daily chart, there we go. And we're in a very, very similar boat to ES. We have again also double topped, although we are not at the all-time highs. We did not retest the all-time highs. On the Russell, the all-time highs are way back up here. So Russell overall is considerably weaker because we've actually got a push down and then a retracement to just about the 61.8. 61.8 level is like right around there. And we went a little bit beyond that and then came crashing back down again. So there's an argument to be made that I think is a fair one, that this was a retracement in a much bigger downtrend. And so the next move will be to take out that level and head lower. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. But we also could come down, double bottom, maybe somewhere down around here, something along those lines. But right now, anyway, the trend is down. There's no sign of anything to suggest otherwise. Price below the 50, price below the 13, pulling away from the trend line. It's pretty much a carbon copy of the ES at this point. Everything is in bear territory. Oscillator very, very weak, heading down. Oscillator here on the 60. Right this instant, a little bit divergent here. We've got price making lower lows, oscillator failing to make lower lows, but that does not mean that a divergence is confirmed yet. Price could just rally up a little bit here and then head lower for the next push down. Oscillator could continue to go lower. So don't jump the gun. We don't want to go long really for anything other than a short-term scalp until we see a failure to make a lower low and then a break of the lower high. And then we can feel like there might be a long opportunity shaping up. But right now, everything is in bear territory. So we definitely want to be on the bear side of the market for sure. Alrighty, crude oil. Oh, look at that. Crude has broken down further. That is a thing of beauty. And I say it is a thing of beauty for a couple of reasons. One is because we've got our retracement level here. 61.8 is what we're looking for ideally on this push here, which I believe to be a wave 3. And we're almost there. We're getting very close to it. It's also a thing of beauty because we certainly hit the extension level here, the 100% on this flag. There's no question we hit and exceeded that 100%. So this is a beautiful this was a beautiful continuation, bear flag there. And right now, anyway, the trend is continuing to the downside. I mean, the 13 has crossed below the 50. Price is below both. I could draw a steeper trend line here and we'd have something like that. The trend is down. Oscillator below the 0 line has not been able to cross above. MACD line made one little attempt to get above and couldn't hold it, and then just to the downside it went. So certainly oil is looking to head lower at the moment. It's looking to me like whatever hostility fears in the Middle East were going on, we're clearly already baked in to the price. And this was clearly a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. On the 60-minute time frame, you can see that we have come right down to this buy zone here and touched it. I don't even remember exactly where that buy zone is from. Let me see if I can go back far enough to see it. I don't know that I can on this chart currently. No, I cannot. That's as far back as my data goes right now. So these are from quite a while back. Are they on this chart too? No, they're not. So anyway, that's the simple fact is that price is in an area where it is failing to head lower. It has stopped at that point. The oscillator is getting a little stronger. So maybe we're reaching the end of this pullback here. Certainly, it is a beautiful ABC. You can't really see it on the daily. I was looking for my five waves down here, but you can't see it on the daily. I might be able to see it on the 60, just for fun. Let's take a look at that and see if I can see it on the 60. Let's see here. Looks kind of like we might have one, two, three, four, five, something along those lines. I'm just doing a very quick and dirty, not getting too detailed on my analysis here, but it could be something along those lines. So it is very reasonable that we may be wrapping up this down move here. So watch for that. Watch for a failure to make a lower low, a reversal, start making higher highs, and then we can start thinking about trading to the long side. All right, gold. Good old gold. Chopping around. Look at that. Up, down, up, down, up. Just sideways. Super, super sideways here. It just does not want to give me my 100%. I'm not even in this trade, but just the I don't know, the perfectionist in me wants to see that level get hit. Dang it! I had a flag here. I want my 100%. And I don't think it's going to give it to me. Triple bottom here, uncertainty in the markets and everything else going on. I have a feeling gold is going to head higher from here. We have broken the trend line that was moving us down and held above it. You can see price broke above the trend line, pulled back down to test it, held, went higher, pulled back one last time, and now has gone higher. So everything is looking bullish at the moment. MACD line has crossed the signal line. It's crossing the zero line on the daily right now. 60-minute time frame, clearly. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful move up. And oscillator very strong. We've gotten up above the last peak here. So we have gotten right up into a sell zone. Let's see here. There we go. Right back up into this sell zone that we've been bouncing back and forth between for a while. That's our sideways action that we're seeing here on the daily. And we're right back up into the sell zone. So I'd be cautious of any longs here at this level. Wait and see what happens. And if price rejects this zone, there might be an opportunity to head to the downside. But really a very sideways area here. We don't have much of a trend to trade on the bigger time frame. So, jump to a smaller time frame. You can find a trend to trade, grab small movements, and just grab what the market wants to give you. But right this instant, the bias is certainly looking to the upside. If the daily can hold this, if it can break this high here, if we can get over this level on the 60, then there could be some follow through to the upside. So be prepared for that. Let's take a peek at natural gas. Natural gas pulling back down again. Still, however, a higher low than here. So right this moment, anyway, we have high, low, higher high, higher low, and possibly head higher. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I do suspect that price could be moving to the upside very strongly, because what I'm thinking I'm seeing here, and of course we don't really have 100% of this yet, but to me this looks like perhaps a 1, a 2, a 3-1, a 3-2, which means a 3-3, wave 3 of 3 is coming, and that could be a very strong push to the upside. So certainly would want to watch for a break of that level there and then see about jumping on something to the long side. And there could be a very nice swing trade in natural gas if you are looking to swing natural gas. If you are a shorter time frame trader, or the 60-minute, we've got volatility enough to grab little moves here and there. Overall, we're kind of just sideways with a little tiny bit of an upwards bias. Not a whole lot. We had more of an uptrend back here, but oops, that was broken. And in fact, it was broken and then tested and failed. So a little bit of a mixed signal here on the bigger time frame, kind of bullish here. We've got a little bit of a bull trend happening on the smaller time frames, sort of sideways. It's not very clear. It's a bit choppy. So if you're trading this on a day trade basis or a short-term swing trade, you just got to take your little moves, grab them where you can, and certainly take the money and run. When you've got an opportunity, grab it and get out of there. So heading down right now, might be able to get down into this area here, maybe establish a double bottom or something like that. And this area has clearly been support in the past. So we might see it hold again, or it's been touched so many times that maybe it gets down lower. But for the bigger picture, we got to hold this level here. So that is a critical key level. We want to see things head to the upside for the bulls. Okie doke. Let's finish up by taking a peek at Bitcoin crypto market. And crypto is trying to push higher, although we've had some selling here. We had some selling overnight. Definitely somebody has taken profits. I mean, and given the run up we've had, I mean, wow. Given that, it's not an unreasonable time to take some profit, take some money off the table. That would be totally understandable. We had this area here get entered, and then sideways with some weakness, sideways dipping down, price shot up, couldn't do it, sellers came in hard. Oscillator was certainly weak this whole stretch here. Momentum just wasn't there. We were not seeing any more continuation of the bullish momentum. Everything was looking a little on the weak side. So now we are starting to make lower lows, lower highs, but I'm expecting that. I've been looking for a push higher. I was and am kind of counting on a bit more of a push to the upside. Looking at this as end of wave 3, and I was looking for wave 5 to get up a little higher, or at least kind of truncate and give us a double top there. So far, we haven't gotten it. But on the bigger time frame, we are still making higher highs and higher lows. This is still a higher low. So I'm not giving up quite yet. We are hanging in there. So we'll have to see what happens. The oscillator is a little on the weak side. But I mean, the trend is clearly still up. We're above the 13. We're above the 50. I mean, look at the angle of that 50. There's no question we are. Ooh, that was a terrible arrow. I don't know what I just tried to draw there. We are heading to the upside, but we're getting stopped in this sell zone. So, 9,000, very key psychological level. 10,000 is an even bigger key psychological level, though. And right now, 8,000 is also a very critical level. And you can see price got stopped on the way up, and now it's getting stopped on the way down. It's holding as support. So, I mean, you can see it right there on the 60. At the 8,000 level, the instant that was breached, holy cow, did the buyers show up and then just take it right back up again. So we got a major battle going on, really, between the 8 and 9,000 levels. That's our sort of sideways range right now, and we'll have to see if Bitcoin can climb higher, and we'll have to see what happens. It's going to be very interesting because there's a tendency for when Bitcoin surges like it has been, a lot of the crypto traders that want to grow their portfolio, they take advantage of that. They sell their Bitcoin for other altcoins, and then we see the altcoin market get an explosion and follow to the upside, and money flows out of Bitcoin into the altcoins, and then back and forth and back and forth. So we'll have to see if we get that same pattern again. Been waiting for that, watching for that to happen, and just looking forward to see if it does as it did the last time. But certainly the overall trend is still to the upside. If you're a long-term trader, this is just a buy the dip kind of situation, and do your retracements, measure, see where the dip should be, and wait for it, and try to not get too caught up in FOMO and chasing price. Although that's almost impossible to not get at least some of in crypto because everybody else is doing it, and that tends to make the price go a little bit crazy, especially this year with the institutional involvement that's looking to be starting to come in. So it's going to be an interesting ride for Bitcoin the rest of this year, I suspect. All right, let's take a last look again at the S&P, see what's going on. Rally right now, struggling a little bit, getting kind of stalled out here. And the market is nervous after the Trump tweet yesterday. Certainly expect a lot of the retail traders to come in and panic sell and dump. So we'll have to see, do the institutions gladly just buy that up, push us up higher, maybe test the 50? Or maybe the institutions also get on board with that selling and just drive it lower. We are certainly looking for further pullback here to finish wave C. So I'm expecting downside. The daily trend, certainly the oscillator, is just getting started, picking up to the downside. We can see it can get a lot lower. Right now, it's only at about -80, and it can get down to -200 on a really serious sell-off. So plenty of downside still to come. All right, that's it for me. I am going to go get ready for the premium trading room this morning. So those of you who will be there, I'll see you there. Everybody else, make sure you hit that thumbs up button before you leave the video. Give us a like, throw down any comments, any feedback, anything you have to say, ask, anything like that. Throw it in the comments. I would love to see your feedback as always. And again, I'm Jonathan Van Clute with Stock Navigators. I will be here again Monday to do this all over again. I hope you have yourself a great weekend. I hope you have yourself a great day today. Good trading, everybody. I hope your day ends in the green. That is what it is all about. So enjoy the weather. If you've got good weather where you are, hopefully that is the case. It's certainly beautiful here in Silicon Valley. We've got that late spring, early summer weather starting to kick off. So it's getting really, really nice. It's that time of year where you just look outside and think, why am I sitting in here staring at a computer screen? I could be outside enjoying the sunshine. So I doubt I'll do that. I'll probably stay here instead of the computer screen because that's what I do. But who knows? Maybe I'll get outside and get a little fresh air. So take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.